Hi, dear viewers. My name is Abdi Ibrahim. I am program coordinator with Cairo Center for African Immigrant and Refugee Organization. Today with me is my colleague Faisal Ali, CEO of Global Green, and we would like to talk about video screening we will be doing tomorrow. On the line with me is also Maulid Hujale, who is a journalist based in the UK and who has been a former refugee in Dadaab, and he has went back to Dadaab and made a documentary about the camp. The name of the documentary is called The City Caught in the Middle. So, Faisal.
Thank you, Abdulwali. We have Maulid Hujale on the line. The reason we are here today is to inform the community in central Minnesota to come tomorrow to the St. Cloud State University because we are screening a documentary. The documentary has been, it was filmed at the Dadaab refugee camps, and basically it talks about the problems faced there. So Maulid is on the line with us, and he will be telling us more about the documentary and what it's about. Very soon we will be talking to him.
So before we invite Maulid, I would like to give one more input. This film, this documentary, The City Caught in the Middle, talks about actually what life is in the camp. It is the latest documentary. It captures, the camp has gone through different changes. There have been ups and downs. This documentary will tell you more about what the camp actually looks like today. So this documentary is also personal to me because as Abdi, I have grown up in the camp. I've stayed there 24 years. I went to school there. I finished my primary, secondary education. I've also studied my college degree there. So this is a personal program to me. And on top of that, while I interact daily with everybody in Minnesota, people tell me, they want more information about refugee issues. This documentary is an opportunity for you to get more information about what the life of a refugee is outside the U.S. Dadaab would be a case in hand. So at this point, I would like to invite Maulid Hujale, who is the journalist who made the documentary, to tell us more about himself and why he made this documentary. Maulid.
Thanks so much. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate the time you've taken to organize this screening on my behalf. As you briefly said, I am Maulid Hujale, Somali freelance journalist, mainly covering humanitarian news and analysis in the Horn of Africa. I am based in London, but I grew up in Dadaab as well, and like the many thousands, if not tens or hundreds of thousands in the States, Somalis from Somalia who went through Dadaab, I was one of the lucky ones to get an opportunity to move to the West. I have been going back to Dadaab for the last 3-4 years, and this documentary is a personal reflection of my life there, and also a voice for the people who are still trapped in the Dadaab refugee camp in northeastern Kenya. So it is not just the challenges the refugees are facing, but it's a celebration and a voice for the people to show their resilience and the way they have changed the camp into a city.
Maulud,
Yes.
We will be screening the documentary tomorrow at St. Cloud State University at 5 p.m. And a lot of people had been asking us what the documentary was about, and if it is something about population or how refugees are being banned at the United States. Is it talking something about a travel ban in the United States, or it's just talking about people that they are just caught in the middle of Somalia and Kenya, that the refugees cannot go back to to Somalia because there is still problems going on there, and they can't come to Kenya and work there because they don't have the proper documentation. Is it only focusing on that, or it's also focusing about the immigration system too?
Thank you. That's a very good question. It encompasses all the issues that you've mentioned, but generally, it's about what it means to be a refugee in a camp. People hear that refugees in terms of numbers, statistics, but this documentary gives you an insider's view of what it means to live in a camp. So people like you and me who are making their lives, their dreams, and teachers, doctors, nurses, engineers, you've got all these people trapped in a camp, but they're only lacking the opportunity to exercise their freedom of movement and employment. So they're camped in an isolated part of Kenya. Immigration, insecurity, hope, dreams, and all of this is as things that we've explored through the eyes of the people who live there.
Oh, thank you, Faisal. And the situation in Dadaab is actually catastrophic, I would say, because as I said earlier, the camp was meant initially to host refugees for 4 months, 6 months, but right now the camp is 30 years old. And you can imagine someone who has been trapped in the camp with incumbent policy for 30 years. So right now in Minnesota, with the executive order from the president, all the states are required to give their consent whether they want to accept refugees or not. So I would like to take this opportunity to talk to all Minnesotans to highlight the challenges the refugees face outside the U.S. And when they make their decision, when they're calling their political leaders, to let them know that refugees are not here to take away their opportunities, they are not here to change their religion, they are not here to destroy the demographic and make problems for them, but they're here to take advantage of the opportunities to make a new life, to get better education, to get better jobs, and to contribute meaningfully to the states and the counties where they are being settled. So tomorrow, as we expect people across different spectrum of the society, I would like to invite all of you to come and watch this screening to help you decide on where you stand, to help you decide on what to say, because if you are not informed, if you are disinformed, then you don't know what to say, or you say the wrong thing. And you may say the wrong thing out of ignorance. We are not saying that many people are bad, but many people are disinformed. We have a lot of social media issues, and there are groups that are there to disinform the community. So this will be an opportunity for you to hear from the horse's mouth. So please, I invite all people from St. Cloud, St. Joseph, Socrabbit, all the outlying cities.
Central Minnesota.
Yes.
Specifically, we are inviting the communities around central Minnesota. We know the weather is kind of bad and it's freezing and the temperature is kind of cold. Driving conditions is always bad, but if you are from this area, we're inviting you tomorrow, Saturday, 5 p.m. Atwood Memorial Center at the Cascade Room at St. Cloud State University to come there and enjoy this advocacy and informative film, which is very beautiful. You will be enjoying.
Bring your family members, bring your children. They also need to know what's going on in the camp. Most of them have forgotten about where they come from. If you are Minnesotans who has never been to a camp, you have neighbors who have been there. You might have also future neighbors who might come from there, and we all expect you to come and join us. This is an advocacy and information campaign. We would like you to be on board and be informed, really.